Hey there, I'm Cheryl Sarah, a licensed psychotherapist and a passionate advocate for mental wellness and personal growth. Today, we're going to get into a critical yet often misunderstood topic, which is narcissistic abuse. So, whether you're seeking knowledge for your own personal reasons or to support someone else, this video is designed to provide you with some clarity and understanding. All right. So, narcissistic abuse is a form of emotional and psychological abuse primarily perpetrated by individuals with narcissistic traits. But what does that mean? What does all of that really actually mean? So let's just go through and explore it together. All right. So let's define first narcissistic abuse. So, narcissistic abuse is an insidious form of manipulation and control, often so subtle that it can be hard to recognize it. It involves a pattern of behaviors that undermine the victim's sense of self-worth, autonomy, and mental health. This type of abuse can occur in various relationships, anything from a romantic partnership, a friendship, to family dynamics. So we've all heard of narcissistic parents, right? That's a whole nother topic that I cover. All right, so let's break down the typical patterns of manipulation in narcissistic abuse. All right. So, first, there's gaslighting, which is a tactic where the abuser will deny and twist reality, causing the victim to doubt their own perceptions and sanity. It is disorienting and deeply damaging. Okay. Like, just let that kind of sink in for a second, because that is usually how it starts. They will say something and then you have a response and then you're minimized and they always have to be right. So they're then changing up the situation and maybe something happens, like you say, "Oh my gosh, that dog had a such a cute pink collar on today." And they might look at you like, "What are you talking about? That dog wasn't wearing a pink collar. That dog was wearing a blue collar." And then you're like, "Wait, what? What is going on here?" Right? So that example is really just to paint a picture for you. Okay, it's not a literal example, it is just to paint a picture. And actually, you know what, that might be something that's happened to somebody out there. I don't know. If it happened to you, let me know. But it's just to kind of, if I go into an abusive example, some people might feel like, "Oh my gosh, well, that's so blatant or so obvious, how could you not have known?" And I'm not about victim blaming or shaming. So I like to use very generic examples in a lot of cases, just to paint a picture. Okay. So just be aware of that. All right. So next we have the silent treatment and emotional withdrawal. And that isn't just about being distant, it's a deliberate strategy to punish and control the victim. We also see constant criticism and belittlement designed to destroy the other person, the victim, if you will, their self esteem. The abuser makes their target feel so unworthy and flawed. Then we have control, and control is central to narcissistic abuse. The abuser may dictate the victim's choices, isolate them from their support system, or use emotional blackmail. And this power dynamic leaves that person, the person who's being victimized, it leaves them feeling trapped and helpless. And they end up staying in the cycle a lot of times because they feel ashamed, or they're still questioning their reality. Like, is it really me? Did I do something? Did I set them off? Is it them? Like, what's actually happening? So there's often so much confusion that even when things are like kind of in your face, they're not exactly in your face, right? It's like wearing glasses, right? It's like wearing glasses, but having them completely dirty and you can't see because there's so much confusion and there's so much stuff going on around you that it's like, wait, what's happening? And that's how they start to gain more control. This thing, it's like there's a playbook and it just goes through this flow. There are things out there dedicated to training people on how to do this to other people, right? So this is the counteractive part. We're going to undo this. All right. So recognizing narcissistic abuse is the first step towards healing. It really, really is. Because like I said, sometimes we're in this state of confusion and it's really hard to figure it out. And it's like, is it me? Is it them? Like, what is actually going on? And then you feel alone and isolated and you don't know who you can trust and who's being real and who's not. And there's a lot of paranoia that's often developed from being in a relationship like this. And like I said, it could be a romantic relationship or it could be the way you were raised. A parenting relationship can cause you to kind of feel that way. All right. So in the end here, though, it's about identifying the patterns and acknowledging the impact that they have on you or even somebody you love on like their mental health and their emotional well-being. All right. So if you find yourself relating to any of these patterns, I just want you to know, like, you're not alone. You are not alone. That's why we're out here writing books on this, so that you know you're not alone and it's not your fault. Okay. Narcissistic abuse can be deeply confusing and painful, and recognizing it is a powerful, powerful, powerful step towards reclaiming your life. So in upcoming videos, we're going to explore how to heal and empower yourself after these experiences. And remember, seeking support. All right. Whether it's through therapy, y'all know I'm biased because I'm a therapist. But whether it's through therapy or a support group or even educational resources just like this, just know that is a sign of strength. Okay, you're on the right path. That is a sign of strength. And I just want to thank you for watching, and please take care of yourself.